Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show. I don't know what I plan on talking about, so what I'm going to do and what I've been doing now for a few episodes, I'm just going to start talking about random stuff. So, let me take a water break before I get into this. Because maybe the water will give me idea. You kind of know like in Space Jam where they drink the water and stuff and then it was like all big and powerful. So let me do something like that. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so no, I'm joking. But no, actually what I wanted to talk about was the video game NBA 2K20. Because they had that game trending on Twitter. And yeah, the game is like, but the thing is, because now they're all like trying to make it into a thing where the game needs to be fixed now. But like, these games have been messed up for quite some time. Like, I honestly think the last good NBA 2K was probably the first ones to get released on the next gen consoles. That had to have been like that, which was what, like NBA 2K15 or something like that. Because, yeah, I don't think 14... I think, yeah, 14 was the last, like, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 era or, like, video game. But, yeah, like, the new ones, the ones that's been coming out for, like, the past, like, 5 years now, 5-6 years, like, yeah, it's not all that. Like, I've been playing this one, and, I'm doing okay, but my player will make a lot of mistakes. So I don't know if that's on me or like that's just the game acting weird, but the mechanics, like, they'll have it where players, it's like cause they always be having some crap on the back. Yeah, they're always all like, yeah, they always say like, alright, so right now it says the most realistic player control ever, but it's been like that for like 3-4 years now. You guys always say that. Like, oh, this is like the most realistic one. No, this is the most realistic one. But no, the last one was realistic. This one's even more realistic. Like, this is like when movies be arguing about which movie is #1 in America. Like, honestly, that's what I see every single time with these games and stuff. And I'm like, bruh, you guys need to do something about these games. Because, like, I don't know. I personally think that they should do something where kind of like, I know in Destiny and The Division, like two different types of games, like comparing to like sport games and stuff, but I know in those games, like those are two of my favorite games. But what I like is that they'll have it where you're going off against like easy levels, so you'll be a level 1 going up against level 1 enemies, which will be easy to take out, like if you know what you're doing and stuff. And then it's like, as it gets like progressively like higher and stuff, then that's when it's like, oh, okay, then like, you know, we'll upgrade like the enemy's difficulty and stuff. But overall, like, the more powerful you get, the more weaker these enemies get. So trying to tie that into these sport games, because I honestly think that would be a good idea for it. They have it where, okay, so you start off as a 60 overall rating. They have it where these other players that you're playing against, they're 60 overall ratings, and then they have it where you're going up against like better players like Steph Curry or Michael Jordan or, you know, like something like that, you know, because but honestly, like, you know, they like have it where it's like a modern version. I was just throwing out random names, but still though, like have it where it's something like set up like that. So I start off playing the bench, and then I work my way up to playing like the better players and stuff. I don't know, that's how I would have done things. But in today's like logic of video games, like I guess stuff like that shouldn't exist. But it's getting to the point where you got like the main like spokesmen for these video games like coming out in videos and saying like, hey, this game needs to be fixed. There's the one YouTuber I watch, Cash Nasty. He came out in the video and was talking about how the game needs to be fixed. And I guess on his part that he's having a lot of connection issues. And I was watching a video where he was trying to play, and yeah, they was like every time, like he played 2 games where they just randomly ended. And I'm like, that's messed up. And then it doesn't even count. And then the messed up part, because they have it where he was playing the mode My Team. And so for those that don't really follow sport games and stuff, so in My Team they have it where when you're playing, they give you these contracts for the players. So overall you're building like this like 5-star, like 100 rating like team and stuff. So you got Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Like you got like big names on your team. Well, that's what you're overall aiming for. But you have to get these players in these pack openings, and so you got to spend some money to get that. But you overall can just play the game and wait, but then that's going to take too long. So that's when, if you got $20 to spare, then you end up buying points, and then you end up, or coins, and then you end up buying these packs and stuff, and then getting these good players and things. But yeah, overall, like, they have it where you have to add contracts and basketball shoes to these players and stuff, and so the basketball shoes make them play a little bit better, and then the contracts overall keeps them like on your team where they can continue on playing and stuff. And the contracts you could get like a whole bunch of times. Like I don't know how many times I did those pack openings and they gave me contracts, or I play like the single player thing and then they gave me contracts after I beaten a certain amount of teams and stuff. So overall, like, yeah, you could get the contracts and stuff, but it's just messed up because he was saying like he would be playing and then the game would just like end for some odd reason, and then he can't get his stuff back, or the stuff is gone. Like they took it anyways and things, and so it's like that's messed up where it just seems like I feel like that now these sport games are just honestly cash grabs. That's why I try to stay away from playing these sport games, or if I do play the sport games, I don't really get too deep in depth with it. Like if I do spend money on it, it's probably to upgrade my character or to do these pack openings and get a crap ton of views off of it. But overall, it's like it's just messed up where that's the way we have to play games. Like, and it's like with games like Destiny or The Division, you only have to pay like for the DLCs. So yeah, you paid for the DLCs, then after that, it's like all the other stuff, it's in the game. Like you just gonna have to do a whole lot of grinding and playing, but overall, like when you done completed all the missions, you done completed like a bunch of multiplayer matches and stuff, like overall, like that's what you're playing the game for. By the time, like when you realize it, you done got the weapons you wanted, you done got the armor you wanted and stuff. So that's what I honestly think what these video games needs to be and stuff. Like, so if they do like these sport games, like the way I say it, where it's like, okay, they start you off with the low budget sneakers, and then when you progressively get higher, then you unlock the better sneakers like rare Jordans and other rare shoes, and then you're playing up against like the better players on teams, but then it's like your overall is getting higher and higher. But yeah, they don't do it like that. They don't, and it's overall messed up. So that's why it's like, yeah, that's why if you did see it fix 2K20 the other day, yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense and stuff, because these games, like these sport games, are broken. NBA 2K, Madden, FIFA, a bunch of all of those sport games. I think the ones that nobody's playing, like what? Maybe I think it's like rugby, MLB The Show. What other sport games? All the other sport games besides football, soccer, and basketball. Those games are broken. But I think all the other games, they're okay and stuff. That's why I like playing racing games. I like playing racing games. I mean, there's times where I am like playing racing games. Like I know like Forza. And yeah, there's like cars that like, you know, they'll do like that last second cheat stuff where it's like they pass you up and things, but overall, like I have a better time playing racing games, you know, because like you'll start off like if you want to like go up against like faster cars, like they'll have it where you are going up against faster cars, but then you can tune your car up to make it even more faster, and then you're overall like winning these races. And that's why I'm like, when I play games, like, I don't want to play games to lose. I want to play games to win. And I don't know why game companies don't realize that. Like, when I buy this game, I don't want to buy it so I can just see how much I suck and things. Like, when I'm playing NBA 2K20, man, they'll have it where I'll, like, turn over the ball. Like, okay, like, an occasional turnover here and there where I'm like, oh, man, dang, done messed up and things. No, they'll have it where you'll be turning over that ball all the time. Like, the last I was just playing it, and they had me turn the ball over, like, 4 times. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, seriously, that's what I'm like, bruh. Like, I don't know what's wrong with these games where it's like It's like I blame the mechanics. I blame the mechanics because I'll sit there and be wanting to pass. I know I remember in the last 2K that was an ongoing problem where I was like I want to pass to somebody and I'll be aiming in that direction, but they'll pass to a completely different person that I'm not even focused on. And so that's why I'm like, yeah, with some of these games nowadays, I'm like, bruh, what is the problem? Like, that's what I'm like, when you guys be releasing these games every year, they are not complete. I've went over this numerous times with, like, friends at my job. Like, everybody. These games are not complete. Like, these games need to be more complete if you're going to release them. But if you're going to release them and then they're going to have a crap ton of problems, like, that's what I'm like, bruh, like, it's just, didn't know. Like, it's so ironic how I'm talking about NBA 2K20 and then they're showing a commercial for it right now. And so, it's like, you guys do all this promotion for this stuff, but it's like, you guys put all that money into getting Dwayne Wade, YouTubers, musicians. You're getting all these guys into these, like, commercials, but you're not spending money for the game. Like, you guys do that much marketing and that much promotions for these games, and it's like, it ain't doing nothing. Like, overall, like, yeah, we're buying the game, but we're so mad at the fact that the game is, like, broken and messed up that we end up trading it back. Like, and it was, like, to one of my friends at work, he was shocked by it, because I remember NBA 2K19, at one point in time, that game was only $2.99. And even he was saying that people shouldn't buy the games as soon as it launches. Like, they need to wait a little bit and then, but that's the thing, like, you want to play it and see, like, because it's gambling. You're taking a gamble when you're going out and buying the game. You're all like, okay, maybe this one might be complete. Maybe this one might be better than the last one. And it's not. And then you're overall not having a good time. So now you're going to waste your money and things. And then you got to go end up trading the game. Because I don't know how many times I ain't traded games back in when I'm like, when they don't feel complete or they feel all messed up and things. Like, I'm saying, when they be doing these, like, yearly games, like, they are not good. They're not. I just traded in the one game so I could get NBA 2K20, and I'm like, I don't know, like, I would rather play that NBA 2K20 than this racing game, but there's this dirt bike racing game, and yeah, they released that. It seemed like they don't even take a year. They'll release one in the beginning of the year, and then they'll release one at the end of the year, but I don't know, it seems like that they be releasing those games, like, way too much, too. But, yeah, I remember, because, I started playing that game, like, 4 years ago. I think they didn't release, like, how many of those games have they released? There was like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they didn't release like 5 now. I think they didn't release like 4 or 5 now. But it's this dirt bike racing game called MXGP. And like, why are they showing the commercial? Like, they didn't show this NBA 2K20 commercial twice now. And I'm like, bruh. Like, okay, yeah, showing it twice ain't gonna, like, now I know what the game is like. Like, I just don't really care for the commercial and stuff. But anyways, yeah, so I've been playing this game called MXGP, and you guys can watch YouTube videos of me playing this game, and I have not enjoyed any of the times I've played it and stuff. Not once. I've always been, like, upset or just bored with the game. I don't even know why I go out. I think there was one game that I did skip. I think that was, like, Pro or something like that. But they came out with, like, 1, 2, 3, Pro, and then this new one called 2019 and stuff. And I'm like, just because you guys changed the name a bunch of times don't mean the game's gonna be better and stuff. But no, I was playing the last one, 2019, and, yeah, constantly swerving back and forth. Like, I honestly thought my character was under the influence. He could not stay straight to save his life. Then he was crashing into billboards left and right. Then he'll try to go up a hill and he couldn't even do that. And I'm like, I could have sworn, like, dirt bikes, like, that's what they're cut out for. Like, they go, I think they can go uphill, maybe, I don't know, but he'll, like, just flop down, just be laid out. Like, he doesn't even try to, like, pick himself back up and things. Like, that's another thing I don't like about those games when they do that. When you fall, like, you can't even catch yourself and things. Your guy just falls down, just rags dolls and stuff. And I'm like, bro, these games, man, That's what I'm like. I'm just gonna retire from those games. I shouldn't even waste my money on it and stuff. But anyways, yeah, because it's a waste of money buying those games and then having to trade it back into GameStops and stuff, and then you ain't even getting your full money and things. So yeah, that's why I'm like, it's a waste of time playing these games. But what else was I going? Madden, I think I've already talked about, because Madden has a lot of issues too, because I was sitting there playing that game, and I think I might have said this already, but I did a passing play, and for those that don't know, Madden is a football game. But anyways, I did a passing play, and the ball landed on like the guys, because there was two of my teammates that was running side by side, and the ball landed on their shoulders or helmet. It landed on them while they were like running side by side, and yeah, they ran into the end zone. Didn't even score the touchdown, because it's like, I don't even understand why they couldn't have just grabbed the ball and it had been in their hand. But no, they carried the ball like on their helmet or shoulders all the way past the touchdown, the end zone, and then out of bounds, and then it counted as an incomplete pass. So I had to do that all over again. And overall, if they had just grabbed the ball, it would have been a touchdown. How many times has that happened in like any football game in real life, to where that had to been added to a video game? Like, that's what I'm like, bruh, like, I don't know what's wrong with these. Like, that's what I'm saying. These games are not complete. And I know I was talking with one coworker, or a friend of mine's at my job, where he was saying that there's a game that he plays, they don't even update the game anymore. And I'm like, and because I guess he was saying that the company went out of business and things, and I'm like, so y'all don't even like try to add new things or do anything new, like bugs? It's because it's gonna probably come to a point in time where he can no longer play that game. And he's told me that that's one of his favorite games. Like, no, I remember he would talk about that game all the time. Now he's kind of like widening like his variety of video games and stuff, and he's like playing different games. But that's just overall messed up. Like, it's going to reach a point in time where that game is just not playable, and he's not gonna be able to play it anymore and things. And I'm like, that's messed up. That is seriously messed up and things. I'm like, I don't even understand why that company would buy that game, or even the company that originally made the game would sell it to somebody, knowing that that's what would happen. So I'm like, yeah, it's stuff like that where I'm like, these companies, they don't really be like caring about their games. It's like, why are we giving you guys money then? Like, please, somebody answer. If you're not going to care about your game that much, you're not going to care about what our audience has to say. You guys keep, like, coming out with all these things, talking about how, oh, this one's going to be better than last year's. But it's like, there's nothing different. I feel, like, more stressed than I did with the last one. So I'm like, overall, like, do you guys care about your fans? Do you guys care about what they have to say about your game? Because I can say this idea, the idea that I gave out about NBA 2K20, about the whole leveling up system thing, they won't care about that at all. Nobody would from NBA 2K, or yeah, from the 2K headquarters and stuff. They would see this idea and be like, oh, well, alright then. Like, that's on you and stuff. Like, and I'm like, bruh, like that, but wouldn't that be a fun game though? Like, wouldn't that seriously be a fun game? Like, because instead of releasing that NBA Playgrounds that I don't even think anybody played that. But yeah, they have it where you're like playing up against like good players, but then you're creating your own character and stuff, and then leveling him up and things, and then yeah, you're just going around playing against people. Where it's kind of like something like Destiny, like where it's like, like a RPG type game, but it's basketball. You know, it's sports. And I'm like, if it was something like that, I think that game would be it would be very, very successful. But overall, yeah, they're not gonna do that. I remember they tried doing that with WWE and stuff, and no, it was like WWE though. That's a game I honestly don't even like playing anymore. I remember I played a crap ton of those games back when it was SmackDown versus Raw. Oh my goodness. I don't know how many times I played them games back in the day when it was SmackDown versus Raw. Then I think, then 2K got a hold of it, and yeah. The thing is, it's like what's messed up is that you can put it on the easiest difficulty. You'll still be challenging yourself. Like, it's still challenging playing the game on the easiest difficulty. that's what I'm saying. Like, the difficulty thing, don't nobody care about difficulties anymore. They care more so as like this, like a leveling up system. So like if it was like a RPG game where it's like, okay, you go up against this group, then it's like they're all like lower levels and stuff, and then you know you are like somewhat of a higher level than them, or you're the same level in things. Then it's like, then it would seem like it'd be more fun that way. But overall, if it's gonna be where it's like I'm like a 60 overall rating going up against like guys that's 90 overall ratings and stuff. How is that a fair match? How is that like an even match and things? And I'm like, and I said that numerous times before with NBA 2K, like they'll have it where you're playing as if you have no experiences in basketball. Like you are brand new to basketball. And then the messed up part about it is that in this new 2K, so they have it where you're playing in college. You're killing it in college. Then you get to the like pro, like you get to the league. Then they have it where you're just like you suck. How am I like? Cause my character he was a number one, like he was a round 1 draft pick. How is he a round 1 draft pick and he ain't even putting up numbers? Like I had to make the time like higher just so he can put up some more numbers. Cause this man was getting, because when they'll have it where you start off playing like 5 minutes each quarter, he throughout all those quarters, 4 points, maybe 1 assist, but that was it, and a crap ton of turnovers. So that's why I'm like, man, y'all need to fix the game, bruh. Like y'all got people sitting here like waiting for these games to be fixed, knowing y'all ain't gonna fix them and stuff. Like, man, people ain't got the time for that. They don't. If people come home to play your guys' product, they want to play your video game, you should give them the experience they deserve. When they've been putting in thousands, okay? Thousands and thousands, and you got, I'm like, that's from like everybody that's playing the game, from the YouTubers, from the people outside of YouTube. They're putting in thousands of dollars within this game. And then on top of that, it's like you put them all together, you guys are accumulating over millions, okay, with these video games. And y'all ain't even doing nothing to like give back to the community. Like, oh, we'll release another one, then you guys just gotta give us more money and stuff. Like, people, they're treating this like a casino. Like, that's honestly how I see these video games nowadays. Casinos. Like, because there's other games out there where it's like, you do have to, like, buy some stuff, but it ain't stuff that's gonna make your character better. Like, they're like skins, like, you can change your character's outfit or something, you know? But, yeah, in the sport games, like, they have it where it's just all about upgrading your guys overall, upgrading your team, making it a better team so you can have better players and stuff. But, yeah, they, like, when is it going to come time when these companies give back to the community and stuff? Because I really feel like they don't. The one game, I know there's the one game, Grand Theft Auto, it seems like they're constantly giving back to me. They're all like, they'll sit there and be like, they'll give your character like $2,000. I mean, overall, all this stuff. Grand Theft Auto is a bad example because you'll either have to play a crap ton of that game to accumulate a lot of money to buy a car or buy an apartment in that game. But overall, I'm like, yeah, that game, it's a lot of grinding, but they do have it where it's like you can buy like these like money cards and stuff, but they don't have it where you start off like bad and things. You could be a level 1 in that game with like a bunch of like an apartment, 10-car garage, like but you'll have to like buy one of the money cards and stuff. But in there, it's like in the sport games, you buy one of the like points or a coin card things and stuff. Then it's like you're upgrading your character and he still sucks. In Grand Theft Auto, everybody is equal. It's just in a matter of skill. Like in there, it doesn't require, in these sport games, it does not require skill. It doesn't. You can be the highest overall rating in that game and it's still like, you still will suck. So that's what I'm like, with these games like nowadays, I'm like, yeah, I think it's probably the best idea to do what my friends say, like, don't buy it in lunch day. Buy it when it's like $2.99 and then see how the game is and stuff. Because then by then they probably came out with a crap ton of updates, and yeah, hopefully by then the game is better and stuff. But anyways, I was gonna talk about like a bunch of different stuff, but no, I was like, I'm just gonna be ranting and stuff, because I'm like, nah, man, it's just annoying where it's like you buy these games and then it's like, you know, wasted your money. Like, I don't want to buy video games and waste my money. I don't. It's messed up. So, anyways, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for thank you guys for watching. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek for the first time, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss and it'll knock $20 off your first purchase. So, anyways, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching and or listening, and peace.